This is Andy Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Tommy Fury here in Morecambe. Tommy, how are you?
Good, mate. Yourself? A little bit breezy. That's why I'm getting a zip up.
Nice coat.
It's all right. Does the job. Does the job.
As long as you're nice and warm. Yeah, here we are. A press conference for your brother. He's getting ready for May 18th for Alexander Usyk fight. From your perspective, Tommy, what challenges does Alexander Usyk pose to Tyson that he needs to be wary of, that you don't feel that he's had to come across previously in the ring?
I think Tyson in 35 fights, 36 fights, whatever he's had now. I think he's seen everything that there is to see in a boxing ring. You know, Usyk is what he is. He's a master boxer. You know, he can box really well. But at the end of the day, Tyson's a lot bigger and stronger. And you know, like you said up there is weight divisions for a reason. And he's a bigger and stronger man. So I think that will have a lot to play in the fight.
Everybody in the team that has been adamant that Tyson will get and score a knockout victory come May 18th. I imagine that resonates with yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, you know, I think it's a known fact. You know, Usyk does not like it round the body. You know, he does not like the body punches. Everybody who's ever fought, you know, he's had a bit of trouble really with the body shots. So, you know, I think that's how the fight will end, in my opinion. Or a headshot, because Tyson put you to sleep, you know, as he did Wilder, to the head or to the body. It doesn't really matter. But I do think Tyson will get him out of there 100%.
Also, I want to get your thoughts on the cut. The cut seems to have healed quite well, and having looked at Tyson today. But is there any concern that maybe Alexander might look to target it in the fight and make Tyson feel uncomfortable if it can open up?
Maybe, but he's already got experience in that. You know, we fought Otto Wally, and that was a hell of a cut. Really, really bad cut. So, you know, if the worst is to happen, he's already been there, he's already dealt with it, he knows what to expect. So he's a veteran of the game, but it is what it is. You know, he can do what he's going to do, but nothing's going to stop Tyson from doing what he needs to do. And I think he genuinely will get him out of there.
So I know obviously your hand surgeries seem to have been a success now. So how are things looking for you and your company?
Yeah, they're all right. It's not too bad. You know, I had the surgery done, 4 months now? I had it in January. So, yeah, it's coming on really well. But, you know, still got a few more months to go yet until it, you know, recovers properly. But, you know, like I say, I'm just keeping myself fit. I've never left the gym. We've been in there training this morning. I'm using the one hand, perfecting the jab, and just staying in shape, because, you know, when this heals, I don't want to have 2 or 3 stone to shift. I just want to be ready to fight. So that's kind of the mentality that I'm having at the minute. So I'm fine. You know, everything's fine. Got health and wealth, and that's it.
You've obviously crossed over into that influencer world. There are still other fights out there for you if you wanted it in that side. But what is the path you want to take now? Do you want to cross back into the more traditional side, or do you feel like there's still unfinished business of somewhat in the influencer side of things?
I think, you know, when I come back from the injury, I'll have a few, you know, warm-up fights and whatnot, get myself back in there, knock the ring rust out, because it'll probably be a year since I've been in the ring. So, yeah, I'll definitely look to get that rust off and, you know, have a few proper boxing fights. And then, yeah, I think there's some unfinished business. I want to knock Jake Paul out. Definitely want to get a job done, because I know he wants the rematch and I want it too. You know, there's some other fights there. You know, it is what it is. I've kind of put myself in a position where I can pick and choose what, you know, is really next. Because of the influencer world, I'm sitting at the top of the hill, because them two have both lost to me. So I can really pick and choose, but it is what it is. I just want to be back in the ring, to be honest, fit and healthy, no injuries, and yeah, that'll be the best part about it all.
Both of those fights, how much pressure did you feel on yourself, being the somewhat traditional boxer coming into that influencer world, to come out on top? Because a lot of the people in the sport were putting that pressure on you as well, saying that if you didn't win, where do you go?
Yeah, of course, definitely. I mean, the career-ending fights, aren't they? Like, the genuine are, because if you do get a fucking loss against any one of them, you know, you got to really not in that influencer space, but in the professional game, you really got to take a look at yourself. So it is what it is. You know, I knew I'd come out on top anyway. You know, I watched the Jake Paul fight back the other day. I beat him easy, to be honest. It was a lot easier than I thought. He just couldn't handle the jab at all. KSI, I mean, that wasn't even a fight. You know, he fucking stunk the place out, doing star jumps from corner to corner. Didn't want to fight, didn't want to engage, so that was that. And that's it, really, mate. Like, it is what it is. You know, there's not a man alive from that space who can beat me. So, you know, they may think they can, and Jake Paul might try even harder next time, but he's going to come up against a better me next time. So it is what it is, man. I just want to keep fighting and just see what happens. Because I don't know, my career is very one of them. I don't know, I could be fighting somebody and then I'll all of a sudden be fighting X. You know, I don't know. I'm just fit, and whatever fights are there, I'll take.
What are your thoughts on Jake fighting Mike Tyson?
Like you heard me before, I don't even want to give a comment on that. I think it's absolutely terrible. You know, the man's 60 years of age against a 26-year-old. Don't float my boat. Like, he's Mike Tyson, same age as my dad. Like, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not interested in that fight at all. He couldn't beat me, so he's going to have to fight a 60-year-old now. So he's definitely gone in the right direction. Let's say that.
One final one, obviously, I've seen Conor McGregor's name mentioned as well. Do you think that's a fight which could happen at some point?
Yeah, definitely. Why not? I mean, I think you heard the other day he was at a premiere, and he wouldn't rule it out. You know, I think he's got some fights left for the UFC, and then I think we'll, we can talk. But at the end of the day, if he wants to get involved in them type of fights, it's hard to say he can go anywhere else but me in that world, because why would you fight somebody or these guys that have lost to me? You wouldn't do that. You go after the top of the hill like you would. So it is what it is. Listen, I'm sure it'd be a great fight. It'd be a great build-up. You got my dad, Tyson, are all characters. I think it'd be some build-up. But yeah, listen, I'm sure when he's ready and when he's got a bit of free time, ring the phone and we'll get the show on the road.
Tommy, it's a pleasure to catch up with you as always. Thanks for speaking to me. See you soon.
Appreciate it. Cheers, mate. God bless.